and Matty Johns, thanks to Eljana, where charcoal chicken just tastes better. Standing by. Matthew, we're just about there.
Sweet Sugar, how are you? And Fleck, Tourist,
Yes,
Brooksy.
MJ.
Happy Rugby League to you guys, and happy Rugby League to your families.
Oh, how good is it, Brian? We're nearly there.
We are nearly there. We are nearly there, and the weather has officially turned.
Now, Matthew, just so you know, Brian said, can we not talk Rugby League? And Brooksy said, no, we've got to. It's grand final week, so let's talk Rugby League. Matty, What do you make of the teams?
Oh, mate, best disappointed for Joe Russo.
Joe Russo.
No, he's in.
Of course.
Jai.
Well,
Is it Jai?
Yeah, Joe Russo.
Yeah, Jai Russo. Yeah, Tui's got the spot. Tui Kamikamitha ahead of Jai. People think Jai's hard done by, but, you know, Fletch.
I had him for the Clive.
Did you? Striving for the Cliven.
So, Matty, I don't know if you caught it all, but we set it up. Jimmy's told a spiel about who he thought could be the late male to come in. I said my piece on it, and then Brian had to rank who was most likely out of Jai Russo, Tepai Maroa, and Lazarus, and Joey Chan. And you ranked Jai Russo as the second chance.
No, did I have third?
You had him second. No, you had Joe. No, you had him second.
I should have been paying attention because I was trying to put a bet on in Newcastle.
Wouldn't it be a good story if another Lazarus wins a grand final?
Oh, there you go.
Back from the dead. Was Lazarus? Was he in the cave with Jesus? Do you know?
With the tomb?
Yeah.
Something to mate. I think Jesus was by himself. You know, mate. He had soul billing as my mate back in the day.
I'm going to ask.
Jesus. He shared no tomb with no one.
What about the Daily Nudge? I'm going to ask.
Yeah, Carl Faze.
I like some of Carl's stuff. I've listened to it, and I sort of find myself driving along, just nodding along, saying, yeah, it's pretty good. Carl reminds me, you know what I like about Carl? He sounds to me that like he's a Catholic without a capital C, if you know what I mean. Yeah. A Catholic who, we'll put it this way, and what I mean by this is, Matty and Abel's brother, Aaron, who passed, at his funeral, there was a priest who was a very good friend of the family, and he stood at the front of the church and he had a bit of a look around at all the scallywags were there, and he said, listen, we welcome everyone to the church. I'm letting you know, although I'm a priest and a Catholic, I'm not a Catholic with a capital C, meaning that, you know, basically come in, have a good time. I'm not going to ram it down your throat, but good to see you here.
When was the last time you went to communion, Matthew? Because I know you're a Catholic.
Yeah, long time,
okay,
Fletch.
So
I won't receive it anymore.
Okay. Well, I received it on Thursday because we had the kids' graduation, and I hadn't been for a long time.
Yeah.
When I went to the priest, I stuck my Robert Young out because when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that because I remember because it all came flooding back to me.
Yep.
You put your hands together, you stick your Robert out. He gets the 13th out and puts it right on your Robert.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
No.
You got hand over hand.
Exactly,
you step aside, and then you have your piece of bread,
hand
and
over
then you
hand.
signal.
I did that.
Yeah.
I stuck
I
stuck the Robert out.
Yeah.
Pause.
And
he's just
Amen.
looking at me. Then another hecko one. I didn't realise this has come of age. If you're in the line, you can still get blessed, but you just do the deal or no deal symbol like that.
Deal.
You cross your shoulders. People are doing this. You still get blessed.
But no right said Fred.
No right said. Maxie just does that to you.
Yeah.
Bang. Gives you the sign of the cross. And you say, no deal, I don't want to bet.
Really?
Oh, it's awesome.
Well, I reckon the body of Christ on the Robert Young, it might have something to do with COVID, during the COVID years, boys.
Oh, they never got back. But no one else did it. And I was just hanging there for about 10 seconds going,
it was a big go.
And he's just
we used to practice it. Remember at school, you'd practice it before your first communion. You had to go to, oh man, I'll tell you a weird story, right? Do you remember before your first Holy Communion, you had to go to your first reconciliation because you can't receive the body of Christ if you have sins on your soul. Anywho, so I went there and the priest goes, I've just bluttered on about what I've been up to and everything. He's gone, okay, no worries. He said, 3 Our Fathers, 2 Hail Marys, and he said, you can do it now. And I'm like, okay, on the spot. So home ahead, and I'm doing the Hail Mary, and all of a sudden I just sort of looked up and he was just staring at me. And I was thinking, wow, this is that felt really awkward. It was very, 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 very strange.
What? So you were out of the little confession box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he did Our Father with a couple of
I had the eyes.
Oh.
Yep, I had the eyes shut.
Oh, and
so I thought.
And he was peering.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought he must have had it as well. But a story is, and my wife she'll verify this. When we were in Italy last year, went to Bologna. Bologna has the biggest church in the world, right? And we walk into it, and it is this enormous vacuous space. And I'm looking around, and you're walking around the place. All of a sudden, I'll look in, and in the confessional box is an old Italian priest. And I nod to him, and he does with the finger, come here. Oh. So I go, yep, no worries. So I go in there, and I thought, okay, here we go. I haven't done confession for a long, long time. Actually, I make a bird of it. So I press record on the phone. Oh, I've got it on my phone now. I've got the whole confessional.
Well, hang on. You're taping him.
He's been seconded.
Yeah, but you're taping him. Is that legal?
Yeah.
Not
in the eyes of God. And so anyway, I was having a bit of fun. I was saying he was speaking. He could speak English. I said, yeah, English. So he was talking, and he was like, well, yeah, what do you want to confess? And I said, look, my wife prefers me to drink light beer, but I just love the super. And he's like, right. And then we just went on this massive rant about me drinking and me cheating at Trivial Pursuit and everything like that. And he was, I got it on the phone. And he was just tut-tutting away going, It would have been the weakest confession he's ever heard.
Trivial Pursuit.
But there's one more story, and I swear to God, this is unbelievable. Rebecca Frizzell, who's a very good friend of Trish, who's one of the owners of the Gold Coast Titans, we're in this vacuous church, and we're looking around with the only people in it. And of course, right at the very end, you've got all the apostles and all that sort of stuff. And Rebecca pointed. I said, okay, look, what do you reckon? We go and have a beer. And she points. She goes, I'm just going to have a look around, Matty. I'm just going to go and have a look at that monument there. Pointed over, and it's the crucifix with Jesus on it. She goes, I just want to go and, who is that? And I went, what? She said, like the guy hanging on that cross. Who's that? And I said, you are joking, aren't you? She goes, no. And I said, who do you think it is, Santa Claus? I said, it's the Lord Jesus Christ. She went, oh, God, okay. No. I thought, what is... talk about living under a rock in a tomb.
She's Gene up.
No.
You've been to Rome, obviously. Have you been to Rome and they've got all the priest shops?
Yeah.
So you can go and shop and dress like a priest?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
They've got a
Vatican?
Yeah. No. Not
in Rome.
Yes, not in Vatican.
Yeah.
Okay. They've got shops where you can dress as, priests go shopping.
Yes.
They had a calendar in there of hot priests. I brought one back for Mum, and she thought it was great.
Okay, gents. Brooksy and the tourists are off the bit here, right?
What are we talking about?
They want to talk about the game.
Oh, sorry.
Now, we'd love to talk about that perfect plastic pie-shaped thing for Trivial Pursuit, but... I
was just saying, the priests... They weren't clothed, but they were really attractive.
Well, Fletch, I went to a karaoke joint in Rome, and it was actually full of priests.
There you go.
So I went up, and said, "Hey, fellas, how you doing?" And they were Scottish priests.
Oh, there you go.
Tourists, which was unusual because Scotland is predominantly
Presbyterian.
Protestant, would you say? And the fact that they were Scottish priests, I thought was highly unusual.
Yeah. No.
What would you like to say?
Oh, 50-50. About equal, I'd say. Rangers, Glasgow, Celtic, that whole
of
process.
course.
And I know in Australia we're getting a lot of priests coming from Vietnam and the Philippines.
Yes, we are.
People aren't going into the priesthood anymore.
Oh, right.
No. Because
I wanted to be a
heathens.
priest when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I thought, what am I going to do? And I thought, I wouldn't mind being a priest. And then I just thought, I'd heard of all the things you can't do. And I thought, I'll just...
You can drink.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Brian needs to go to the confessional box because we need to come clean on this. Most times when people white ant someone, they're dragging them down. But Brian's trying to white ant you up because Brian, he has been waxing lyrically about you, Matthew, being the New South Wales coach because that gives him an opportunity for about 6 weeks to be the host of the Matty Johns show.
Oh, no. I want to help Matthew. I'm going to be...
Oh, you're going to go with him?
Of course I am.
So Heine's now hosting the Matty Johns show.
Heine's coming as well.
Oh, Gordy!
It's a hiatus.
Okay.
We're just having 6 weeks off. We're all together.
Well, Fletch, I like it. It could be a whole new thing. In fact, it could start a whole new world where we get Gordon involved as well. I mean, Madge is doing the Broncos. Let's Gordon involved with New South Wales. I saw Gordon on the Gordon on 360 last night. Jeez, I tell you what, I don't know what Madge has done to him.
Neither do I. Madge doesn't hurt anyone.
Madge hates no one.
No.
Apart from the West Tigers.
That's right.
Hey, Matthew, do you think? Just talking about the teams that are out. Schneider, Roy is going to be.
Schneider.
Yeah, he's going to be. You would expect him might not get on. He might just be a cover. Do you think that changes the Melbourne bench when they see Schneider on there? Do you think maybe they could carry Wishart and young Sewer?
It's interesting. No, I don't think they won't carry Sewer. I don't think. In any case, it's interesting with Schneider. Schneider being there presents itself as I think Ivan's playing mind games. It's presenting almost to Melbourne like it's insurance for Nathan. He might not be 100% fit. I wouldn't surprise me if Schneider's there, and I think they'll do a fitness test late on Scott Sorensen. Sorensen to go in to the squad. He's touch and go with the hamstring, but he would go in. He'd go into the team. He's been very clever, Ivan, this week with a few of the things. He's become like I remember a few years ago. Him and Wayne got involved with sort of mind games, and Ivan said to somebody, it might have been to Andrew Webster, said, "Mate, it was silly. I want to get involved with that again." Now, whilst he's not getting involved with like the mind games, I thought he did something very, very clever after the game the other night. The Talakai no try, where he ran. Ivan was really earnest. He was like, "Mate, this really concerns me. I'm honest all week. I'm going to have a lot of anxiety about this, that they're going to get this wrong again." Now, the thing about it is, if I was to target anywhere with the Melbourne Storm, I would attack their right side of Warbrick and Meaney. Yeah. They do have the propensity to come outside in blindly. Now, Ivan, he would know that, and in my opinion, he's going to run that exact shape on that edge. So he was just basically clearing the air early, putting pressure on the referee, saying, if that gets pulled up as a no try again, I mean, seriously, it's the wrong decision. Yeah. So just a little bit of clever tactical coaching there from Ivan, I reckon.
Yeah, I love it. What do you think about Nelson missing the grand final, Matty? Fair? No, not fair?
Oh, look, boys. I'm a Nelson fan, and I'm a fan of. I like the Melbourne Storm. They've done quite a bit for my family, but I don't. There's people that are completely outraged that he's suspended. Boys, look, we're either serious about concussions or we're not. That's the bottom line. Now, I understand everything that's going on. I would have been very, very surprised if he'd have got off. I was surprised with the 4-week suspension, but when he did it and Lindsay couldn't get back on the field, I thought, he's going to cop a couple of weeks and he won't play.
Tomorrow night, Jahrome Hughes, is he the player of the year?
Got to be, hasn't he, boys?
Yeah, it has to be.
You think he's... And what's helped Jahrome this year? Not helped... What has hindered him in the past, fellas, is that he's always been competing with Harry Grant and Munster and Pappenhausen and all these other guys for points. They share points generally. But because Munster was out for a long stretch, so was Pappenhausen and he's been able to really dominate and collate most of the points. So he deserves it. I think he's a certainty.
Yeah, he's got to be. Teddy will be there, but it's got to be Jahrome.
Just going back to the game, Matthew, if you're the coach, if you're Melbourne Storm coach, would you ever whisper to the back rowers when Nathan goes left to right? Would you be inclined to race up and whack his left shoulder? Would you be telling his players, because it's a grand final?
Yeah.
Would you be flying out of the line? When he passes it and just going whack? Just your time it good.
Yep.
You'll see it tonight on myself and Cooper Cronk did our podcast the other day. We recorded it yesterday, sorry. It'll go
Did Cooper take the nose ring out that he had on?
Cooper, he did. I tipped him and said, Cronk, mate, brother, I know you're living in Mossman, but come on, brah. Anyway, so he said to me, what you'll see when we look at it tonight, he shows where Nathan now stands off the kickoff. He stands on the 10-metre line. Yep. He'll just stand there right up the front. Cooper said, if I was the Melbourne Storm, I would short kick to him and then just go at him really hard. He said, I would not let him control his first contact. I would kick it to him and give him no choice and go down there and personally, as a team, righto, let's see how bad that shoulder is.
Wow, I like that.
I'd be into it. You know when he passes it, it's not a cheap shot. You're not going to whack him, but you've just got to make. I'm for sure Bellamy would be into him.
Because if he does come off injured, it's pretty much yours, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing about it, right, Joel? It is one thing about Nathan. He's incredibly tough, and he's very, very committed to what he does. He very commits himself to his ball playing. Mate, he's going to give Melbourne Storm plenty of chances to whack him because he goes across, mate. He plays gun barrel square. Even when he's doing those little undershapes and dummy split plays and it, he always straightens 90 degrees. So they're going to have plenty of chances to jam him. I just don't think it'll worry him.
No,
he's the really underestimated part of his game is his mental toughness when it comes to pain. We know his mental toughness when it comes to big moments and the back end of the game and needing to pull off the big play. But mate, his mental toughness getting through injury, it doesn't concern him at all.
Hey Matty, have you got a front runner for the Blues, coach? Anyone you think who clear?
Oh, Ricky. I think Ricky. Okay. Yeah, boys. I don't. I think State of Origin is the domain of an experienced coach. Bloke who's coach fit. Now, I know Billy. We've got the situation there with Billy. Billy hasn't been a long-time coach and had a lot of head coaching experience. But Slater absolutely coached himself up to speed. They reckon 6 to 8 hours a day doing tape.
Wow.
But here's the thing, right, with Billy. Billy, and I'm trying to say this respectively, right? Billy in his first 2 years coached against Freddie, who was another part-timer. Right? Billy found it very, very difficult, completely different this year, coaching against Madge, who is a hardened first-grade, week-to-week coach, has got a mile of experience. And there was just little things that happened. I mean, an example was, I've really seen Billy so irritated, but Madge, because he's used to the coaching and used to the little games that goes on, he was just being able to needle Billy. I honestly believe that the head coaching job when it comes to State of Origin, it has to be the domain of a coach who is coach fit and is experienced.
Yep, don't hate that. Matty, got to go. Thanks, mate. All the best. We'll chat on Thursday. You haven't had chicken until you've had charcoal chicken with El Geno.